I'm pretty sure this is the legit one of the first Asian grocery stores in Sydney. Don't fact check me on this. We're not always able to revisit and pay tribute to the places, food and people who formed us as children, or to see the ways in which it's evolved since. I'm lucky that a big part of mine is an hour's train ride away, so come with me to explore Sydney's OG Chinatown.
Welcome to Hurstville.
I'm here with Rena, and how do we know each other?
We met when we were 10 years old.
And why are we in Hurstville?
We're in Hurstville because this is our hometown. I've lived here throughout my whole childhood, and then I left briefly and now I'm back. So I would say that I'm a proper Hurstville native. We'll go look at the things that have changed and the things that haven't.
I grew up in this area, and Hurstville was definitely the main stomping ground and the cool kids' place. But I haven't come back here and lived in this area for almost 2 decades. So coming back here, I'm definitely like a stranger. Something that feels like it was captured in my memories.
Yeah, now you're a tourist.
I'm a tourist. Where are we?
King's Hot Bread.
The institution of Hurstville. We are going to eat our first meal recommended in Hurstville.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. You have no idea, I'm so hungry right now. And it's so fucking huge. Yeah, look at it compared to the size of my fist.
Cheers.
It's so good. Pretty damn good. I feel like you almost need to be covered in crumbs or it's not an authentic banh mi experience.
I just really enjoy that I can get every flavour throughout this.
It's comforting going back to like King's Hot Bread and actually seeing like not just the owner but then her daughter, and then I think you start to see like next generations, whether it's like cousins or sisters or whatever, getting old enough to help out at the shop. But it's funny how vividly I remembered them specifically. I think my biggest thing was I always loved the mayo here with the pate, and I would ask for extra mayo.
This bus stop here was built in around 2011, but I remember that it was a big deal when it was being constructed because they had to clear out a building. Nothing had really changed about the architecture of Hurstville until this section cut through.
We're about to hit one of the institutions of Hurstville.
Yoga Berry.
Oh no, bakery.
Oh, I was going to be offended. Bakery King is actually my favourite bakery in Hurstville. I first started coming here when I was 10 years old, and I would go and get a snack before going to coaching. So that was my incentive. I would be allowed to get one item, and then I would have to go to class for the next 2 hours. This is my item of choice, or at least it was 10-year-old Rena's item of choice. It came wrapped in a little like piece of wax paper. At the end of the cake, I would scrape the wax paper with my teeth to get all the crumbs.
I haven't seen like a Chinese bread for $2.50 since I was 10. It sounds like we should get a few and just like try a bit.
I'm down.
Okay. Let's go get a few things. Got 3 breads from Bakery King for $7.70, which makes me think this is like one of those stable coins where like this price is forever frozen in 2006, which I'm very excited about. We're gonna go try those.
Sausage bun, because that's just a classic. You want a Lady and the Trampet?
Yeah, let's let's do it.
The last time I did this, it was with a deer in Nara.
Yes,
With
true.
a wafer.
I was there.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? It tastes exactly like I expected it to taste. It's so like boiled, and there's a particular flavor. But the bread's good.
It's so hyper processed.
This one is my favorite type of filling when it's probably got a lot of butter in it, but it actually binds the coconut together.
Oh my god, it's so soft.
It's like basically the perfect sponge cake.
It's
Milky,
a little bit like
milky.
Japanese milk bread.
Yeah.
Well, the texture of it is crazy. This is softer than a marshmallow.
It's not too sweet, which again is the highest of Asian bakery compliments. My favorite has always been the brown coating at the top.
Yes.
I used to sometimes peel off the top entirely.
This was a really special treat. So it was really precious. Right? Like I didn't want to waste it. So I would eat it really slowly and try to savor all of it. And then at the end, try to get every last crumb.
I feel like we treasured things more as kids because we knew that it didn't come around all the time. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't so accessible.
Because now, if I wanted to go to the bakery and eat these things every day, I could. I hypothetically have the capacity to do that. It takes away the scarcity mentality that made everything feel as precious. Back then, that way of thinking as a child was enforced because I simply lacked capacity
Yeah.
to access it whenever I wanted. Whereas now, while I do have the capacity to go out and get as many sweetbreads as I want, my thinking can still be, oh, it can be a precious moment.
We create our own precious moments
Yeah.
and like give meaning to our own experiences now.
This is probably one of the tallest buildings in Hurstville now, but a couple of decades ago it used to be a dollar shop. And between where the Gongcha is now, there was an underground arcade. It always smelled like hairspray because there was a hair salon down there, and it led out onto the other side of the block.
This is the Lowe's, which is an iconic Australian legacy brand. I distinctly remember coming here to buy my year 5 and 6 uniform. And it would basically be one of these polo shirts with your designated school colour and school skirt. Okay, the school uniform section is clearly still here, but it's much more organised now. And this is the dress for my old primary school that I went to from years kindergarten to, no, actually year 1 to year 4. So Kingsgrove Public, and I wonder if we can find Hurstville Public here. Let's see. We're going to make our way up Forest Road now towards the Westfield entrance. It was the newest, shiniest shopping centre, and there was a lot to do in there. Taking art classes in a store that used to be where this big Pop Mart blind box store is. And I would sit here basically with everyone walking past, and we would do soft pastels with a small group of 3 kids. And I would do this after school. I'd walk all the way over here from Hurstville Public School and do some art classes here. I'm pretty sure this is the legit one of the first Asian grocery stores in Sydney. Don't fact check me on this. I have remembered this place for as long as I've been around. You'll notice that there is no English translation on any of these signs. And I remember coming here with my parents and then just kind of having to guess what everything was. Let's go inside and have a look. This sort of fresh greengrocer thing is very characteristic of like a lot of Asian suburbs. You'll see a lot of fresh fruit, vegetables, Asian herbs, Asian greens. And I'm really sad because we don't get that in your Coles and Woolworths. This is a typical Asian grocery store aisle in a very old school kind of manner. It's hard to describe how nostalgic this feels or like what makes this one very different from the more polished Asian grocery stores that you have nowadays. But this is the OG, from the fridge to the overflowing different varieties of snacks on offer, and the fact that half of them have no translation because they're directly imported. This was not localized and not made for the Australian market, but a lot of them were the cornerstones of childhood. Like nowadays, if you go to Woolies and stuff, there's laogama up to the wazoo, but this is like OG. I can't even read that. That's how OG it is.
Queen.
She is the queen. Can we have a moment for the OG? Liu Maki preserved fermented tofu. Sounds terrible. Absolutely delicious.
Coming up to Canton Noodle House, which was my favorite Cantonese restaurant growing up. and the kitchen is right behind this wall. So you'd go up there, you'd order off a menu that was a single sheet of laminated paper. One side was Chinese, the other side was English. And then you'd wait for your food and you knew it was coming because you'd hear the staff coming up the stairs with the plates. My favorite dish here is the stir-fried beef noodles, and every time that I come back here, that is the one thing that I order.
Going to walk down this back alley in Hurstville, not because it is the most picturesque, but because this used to be the entrance to James Ann. But coaching colleges and Hurstville is so inherently connected. I don't think you can walk down a street here without hitting up against at least one coaching college or another. And clearly the infinite learning is continuing in this institute. But at the time, it was a really cool thing to do, believe it or not, for us nerds. And it was where we used to hang out with friends during the breaks. And so my memories of Hurstville and all the stores around here are intimately tied with, you know, being in a windowless classroom and a bunch of trial tests and lessons on my weekends. And that's how we spent our weekends as kids. What is your go-to barbecue meat of choice?
I always want char siu and I want the soy chicken. Also, shout out to the duck tongues and the duck wing tips. Really fun to eat, super savory, and also they have a lot of collagen on them, so your lips get that little sticky feeling.
We are in Ming restaurant, which is again a very nostalgic childhood place. I used to come here for the beef sandwiches, and it was essentially 2 slices of white bread with the crust cut off and a sizzling velveted beef steak in the middle. And I'm really sad that they don't have it anymore.
I never got the beef sandwich, but you talked about it so much that it became infamous even in my memory. You often get these scrolls pasted onto the walls. The prices get updated every now and then, thanks to inflation. We have to deduct points though, I'm afraid, because these are not handwritten.
The menu has been refreshed, which I really appreciate because it tells me that like young people are here and updating the graphic design and branding. Got some authentic Hong Kong style milk tea right here. Also, I'm going to point out that this tea tastes exactly the same as when I came here when I was like 8. So props to them for keeping their tea formula.
This is so exciting. This is probably one of the greatest noodle dishes of all time.
So you can smell the wok hei coming out of these noodles. Feels like the spirit of the beef sandwich is still here and still with me. Even though it has taken a different form.
I got to have a last meal menu. This would be on it. This would be my main. Did you ever go there and just browse and not buy anything?
Always.
That's what I would do in the bookshop.
The bookstores were libraries. My parents used to basically dump me into a bookstore and go shopping, and I would just like chill there.
Oh my god, me too. It was free childcare for my parents whilst they went to Coles.
100%. We've got our final molly tea.
Which one did you get?
I got the white champaka oat milk tea. We're going to see what this tastes like in a second. But this was the end of our Hurstville adventure.
Thank you for coming.
No, this was so much fun. And yeah, I just feel like the biggest learning is how vibrant this place feels and like how it feels continually updated, which is good because I feel like it means people are still moving in, keeping this place alive.
Yeah, I think Hurstville is only continuing to grow, and we'll see what it looks like in another 20 years' time. But I'm hoping that all of the mainstays, the businesses that we visited today and that have been here for years and years will continue to stay here and be part of the culture.
Yeah, and I think there's something really beautiful about how it just feels like there's pockets of history preserved.
Also, we only got to see a very small part of Hurstville today.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Next time,
Part 2.
Come back.
Yeah.
We'll try even more places.
Bye.
Bye-bye.